Hello, everyone. It is Lori B at Grungy Girl Journals. I'm here to share with you another Birdie book, a Birdie needle book. And this will be my last one of the year. I'm going to go back to making some regular journals well, this one is done. So my next project will be a French journal, and I'm excited about that. I've missed paper, but I've really enjoyed these, and I really couldn't be happier with the way this one came out. I'm calling her the Hello Birdie needle book because it says hello right there. And that's just been stamped on a piece of cotton fabric, and I tea stained it. Pretty much everything on here I have tea stained, except for this part of the skirt, which I believe was a, a blouse. Um, I can't really date it. I looked at the sewing on it. I think these buttonholes are machine done, but then there's other parts of it that look hand done. So maybe a little bit of both. But this is how I received these two pieces, and I got it on eBay. I won it in an auction, and it's so delicate and pretty, and it's like it's not white and it's not off-white. It's kind of cream. It's, I guess, a creamy color, but this is even more so on the yellow side, although it's very, very pale. And this is just some of the under skirting on the blouse that I used for the bow. These are the original buttons, and I kept that underskirt on the bottom where I could. And then this is a doily. There goes my vacuum cleaner. This was a piece of a doily, vintage doily. And then look at all this tatting that I put on here. So this came from a doily as well, and it goes all the way around to the back. And I just decided I couldn't hold on to all my stuff. I have to use it. But this one is grungy, and it's got some holes in it, and she looks like she's been well used and well loved. And I wanted to show you, I got this on eBay as well. This is this lace fabric here, and it was actually a child's dress, and it is gorgeous. And I was going to use this ruffle. I guess it's made of chiffon, and then I noticed it is so, see what it's doing? And that's with the slightest, I mean, I'm hardly pulling on that. And I just didn't want to, I mean, it wouldn't have been too long before it was just in shreds if I'd put it on the book. So I went ahead and I took that off, and I think the dress was a child's dress, and I think I got four of these panels out of it. So I actually won this one on auction as well. And if this is not a French lace dress for a little French girl, I don't know what is, but that's what it reminded me of immediately. And I also wanted to show what I use for the birds inside. This is just a piece of upholstered fabric, and I get these swatches in books, and you know, you just flip them over, and comes with a lot of different fabrics. This one's a pretty one too. And it's, you know, amazing what you can find in these fabric books. See how raised that is? But I just drew out, kind of freestyle, a bird on the fabric, and then I cut it out and I put glue all around the edges so that it wouldn't fray anymore. And then that is what I used for my embroidered birdie in the middle of the book. And I think out of this one size piece I can get 2 or 3. I think 3 is what I can get. Okay, I've done some doodle stitching around the edges, and I always do 3 to 4 rows. I don't know why. I like the way it looks. And this whole thing has been hand stitched. And it's several layers of cotton fabric and the heat and bond that I use to just hold it together until I can sew it. And these are all hand sewn on. And this is the fabric I got on eBay too. It's a vintage fabric, and it's beautiful. When I tea stained it, it faded it up a little bit. It turned more of a greeny blue than the blue that it was. So I got a little over a yard of it, I think, maybe no, a little under a yard. And so I'm very limited, but I'm really happy that I found it. And this is where, instead of doing a pocket on the book or in the book, this is for the needle threader. So it's got its own little pocket here with some vintage lace seam binding. And this is where you can hook your safety pins. And this one does have a snap instead of a tie closure. And I use this beautiful pink, like a dusty, light dusty pink lace, also on eBay. And it already comes with the sequins on it, so that's a plus. Sparkle and shine. And here you have a pocket for some more sewing notions or some extra needle packages. Love this fabric. I got that from Miss Michelle Scott. And here is the embroidered birdie. And I did all of this with embroidery floss. This is seam binding, and these are little petals. I took apart a flower, and it was just a little petal, and I rolled it and tacked it, and I put a little bead in the middle. And then these are seed beads. And I did some French knots, or my rendition of a French knot, all along the branch. And this was the middle of a flower right here. It was the middle part of a flower, and I just kind of hacked into it and cut it to the size I wanted, and then I glued the back, and it gives some nice texture on there. But that's her crown with some little flowers, lace flowers, with there's some beads in there in the middle. And I also did some teeny tiny beads, seed beads, all along the body. And she's got a little heart dangling from her beak. And this was some lace trim that I got, I believe, from Crafty Me Shop on Facebook. And it opens up here, and I did that intentionally because I wanted the bow to land here by the bird instead of out here on the edge. And this is where the needles go. And I just think that two small pages is enough for needles and for safety pins or straight pins. And I just attached it, and something keeps popping up on my screen. I have to keep canceling out of it. And this is Murano felt wool felt, and it's just to me, it's a much nicer felt and doesn't have that kind of shiny fake look to it. And I think it's a lot prettier. And this has been hand stitched, which is not an easy feat, my friends. Then instead of doing a scissor pocket, because it would have created so much bulk, and this is a smaller book than the other ones I've done, I was just, you know, I had to make the size of the book according to the fabric that I had. So it was a little too small to do a scissor pouch on the back. Plus I didn't want to cover any of that up. So I used some vintage ribbon. It's so pretty. It's silk ribbon. Also on eBay. And all I did was sew that to, well, actually I haven't sewn it. I need to sew this to this back, and I forgot, so the safety pin will not be there, but I'll just sew it up and down right there. And once I've sewn it, these scissors will come with the book. And once I've sewn it on there, and all I did was I folded it, doubled it over so that you could see the nice side on both sides. And that one goes through the other hole. And then this ribbon has a nice grab to it, so there's no reason to actually tie it in a knot or a bow. It just stays just like that. Really, really pretty. And there's some more of that upholstery fabric. And I just made a page out of it. Here's another side for more sewing notions, whatever you want to put in there. And then I love this Swiss dot lace netting. I'm not sure what you call it, and I have not been able to find it again, and I don't know who I bought this from. I've looked in all my histories on eBay and Etsy and Facebook Marketplace. I know I didn't get it in an actual walk-in store. So if anybody knows where I can find some more of this, I would appreciate it. It's just been driving me crazy where I got it. And the book will come with this clip. It's got it's just to help you measure. It's like a hem clip to help you hold it in place and measure. All raw edges. And here's the back of the lace. And then some more storage for your safety pins and such. And that is it. I hope you like her. This was really fun to do over the holidays, and I'm ready to get back to work, on my journals. That goes there. So thanks for visiting with me today. Please give me a thumbs up if you like the video, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And I appreciate you watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.